Guys, help me get to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't. Hit the like button and turn on notifications to never miss another video again. And now let's begin. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about this concept today, which is basically that if she's not chasing you, then she's not into you. Women in Western society, they're basically being replaced right now as passport kings walk away from Western society, as passport kings focus on themselves, their own happiness, their wealth, their relationship with God, their spirituality, their mental health, their finances, scratching their butt, and everything else that comes before putting focus upon a relationship. As these men are doing this, there is an awakening happening. And men are realizing that they should never, under any circumstance, chase a woman. And these are things that men have been taught for ages. Don't chase, replace. The problem is that simps have diluted the water. So men in Western society were basically forced to pick up scraps of Chad and Tyrone. But in reality, there's a great big world out there. The behavior in Western society is completely abnormal. When you watch videos by Jay Peterson, he talks about men, if all the women are rejecting you, then there's something wrong and you need to listen to them. This was something he said years ago, but here's the thing. He didn't factor something in. What if there's something wrong with all of the women? Look at the women in Western society. Look how they dress, look how they behave, look how they think and how they operate. Saying that they want millionaires and billionaires. That a man has to make above 6 figures to date them. Going around calling men who are 5'10" short kings. Guys, it is a sick reality. But men are now waking up and realizing you should never chase, you should replace. When men go overseas, they go to the Philippines, they go to Japan, they go to Germany, they go to Ireland. What's happening? Some of these are Western countries. What's happening? The women there are chasing them because there are a scarcity in these places. Guys, there's a saying, go where you are appreciated, go where you are celebrated. The truth and the realization now is this. Under no circumstance should men chase women. And that's why women are so furious right now. Oh, they're furious. Oh, they're angry. Because men are refusing to chase them. They're saying, oh, men want the princess treatment now. They want to be the ones that say that they're the prize. They're saying that they're the prize, and that's incorrect. The woman is the prize. The woman is not the prize. What counter? You already have something to offer. When she comes to the relationship, what does she offer? She's not a provider. She's not a protector. So she's not and her presence, no. Her presence is not enough because think about this. Her beauty, her looks, that's just enough to get her foot through the door, to open up a conversation, to be a reason why a man would be attracted to speaking to her like, oh, you're attractive. So maybe I'll speak to you. Now let me know who you are as a person and what you have to offer. Because if you don't have anything to offer, that's a nice coat of paint. But guess what? If I pop the hood and look under the hood, there's nothing there. There's a bad engine, the transmission is blown. I mean, seriously, you didn't even change the oil. What am I doing with this? Is a clunker. It looks pretty on the outside, but it's beat up, it's ruined. It needs to go to the junkyard. Once you pop the hood, once you have a mechanic look at it. So these modern day women, they've priced themselves out, and not only have they priced themselves out, but they've wasted all of their value running around with Chad, Tyrone, Ray, Pookie, Enrique, Miguel, Quan, Pancho, Little Pancho. I always talk about Pancho. Don't forget Pancho. Okay, Pancho has blown out a lot of blacks. Pancho has blown out a lot of backs in the black community. Don't forget about Little Pancho. He seems innocent, like he just likes to drink his tequila and eat his tacos. No. Pancho has a lot of black children, a lot of mixed race children out there. Okay, Pancho is running from some things. Don't let Pancho fool you. Never ever let Pancho fool you. Pancho is not the best of people. These are men who have tormented these communities for generations. And now men are walking away from Western society. They're walking away from the toxic they're walking away from toxic single mother energy, and saying we're done with this. And these women in Western society think that men are going to keep this up because, keep following them and keep chasing behind them because they're the prize. They're not the prize. This is the funny thing. A lot of these women now say that, a man should never ask a woman what she has to offer, because if he does, then that signals to her that he's not very intelligent. So he should never ask her what she has to offer. But when she starts asking him, how much money do you make? That he shouldn't take that as an insult. He should never ask her, hey, and how much do you weigh? Could you step on the scale for me? No, that would be extremely disrespectful. So she's basically she's asking him, what do you have to offer right off the bat? Like, how much money do you make? What do you do for a living? Where do you live? How tall are you? Do you have a six-pack? Like literally, like, what do you have? What can you do for me? What can you give to me? How can you make my life? She's literally asking him these things right off the bat. So when a man says to a woman, what do you have to offer? Her saying crap like, because it's really an interview. It is really a job interview. That's what these things are. If you're looking for a wife, it's a job interview. What can you do for me? How can you make my life better? Oh, my presence will bring you up. Because if you're a millionaire, I'm going to amplify that. Oh, really? So you're going to work in my business? What skill you're going to work in my business? What are you offering? No. By me just being there, I'm going to amplify your life. I'm going to amplify everything. Okay, so you're going to make my life easier. You're going to cook, clean, make my home comfortable. No, I don't cook. I don't clean. Okay, so you don't cook and you don't clean. So what do? I bring my energy, and that energy is going to transform your life. Okay, so you're going to use that energy to what? You're going to use that energy to add value to my life by helping not in my business or making my home more comfortable, raising my children. No, we need a nanny for that. Okay, so what exactly are you going to do in the relationship? I'm going to exist. And by me simply existing in the relationship, you're going to, that $1 million that you make every year, that's going to become multiplied. It's going to multiply, and it's going to go up to 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. Boy, you're going to be up to 100 million before we're going to get that $1 billion, and we're going to be living in the sky like the Jeffersons. Guys, this is the delusional thinking of these modern day women. Delusional thinking. And then they wonder why they are being replaced, and they will never ever admit to it. They will never admit to it because they're on this high horse, on their hill, and they're going to stay on that hill until they expire. They will never ever admit that they are wrong. They will never ever admit that they messed up. They will blame feminism. They will blame Jesus. They will blame God. They will blame time, space, the universe. They will blame their parents. They will blame everyone and anything that ever was and ever will be before they take a shred of accountability and say, I messed up. I made bad decisions. I need to go back to the drawing board. And I need to assess myself, look at myself very carefully, and decide what I can do very quickly to create value. And I have to understand that right now, my competition are 19-year-olds, 21-year-olds around the world who are fit, feminine, and friendly. And they don't have high body counts, or they have been at least smart enough not to talk about it. And they have traits that I don't have. So the best thing I can do is to learn from these women what the traits they have are and how I can at least try to implement those into myself to become more like them, because I'll never be like them. I'll never be as feminine as they are because it's not a part of my personality, but I'll try my best to learn from them. So maybe, just maybe, I could attract some man who will accept me and allow me to be his side chick, and maybe if I obey and I act right, maybe even his main chick. Guys, women have to wake up and realize it's a whole different world. Men are not chasing anymore. The juice is not worth the squeeze. And also dudes are saying, they're realizing that, you know what? I don't even need to have just one chick. I could have one here, one there, and keep it moving, because only around 30% of men throughout history reproduced. And that only changed in roughly the last 100 years when we developed society, like advanced, stable societies. Before that, roughly only around 30% of men reproduced, and while 80% of women reproduced. So that should tell you something. It's not that these men couldn't find women. It's simply that a lot of men did not want to have a relationship that would be long-term, that would be binding, that would force them to actually have to take care of this woman and provide for her and stick around. A lot of dudes didn't want to do that. Guys, men walking away has been a thing that's been around since the dawn. Look at Roman Empire. You know, that led to the men walking away, led to the fall of the Roman Empire after women started getting no-fault divorces and marrying and running off with gladiators. All right, the Tyrones of the day. What did these men do? These men stopped marrying, and before you know it, the military, there was no money left in Rome because the men stopped marrying, the men stopped working, the men stopped protecting the empire. They refused to marry, they refused to do anything, and the Roman Empire no longer had a military. Within a couple hundred years, they had to have mercenaries fighting to protect the empire, and then the mercenaries turned around, pillaged the empire, and we fell into the Dark Age. And we had 1,000 years of the Dark Era because of modern women and the foolery that was going on. Because when men walk away from a society, when men walk away, you no longer have a country. You no longer have a society. You have a wasteland. Guys, if you're enjoying my content, help me get to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, like the video, and turn on notifications to never miss another video from me ever again. If she's not chasing you, then she's not into you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you agree with that we're entering in a new world where the woman must chase the man should never chase the woman. That's the new order, and that's the way it's always been and should always be. I want to know your thoughts in the comments, so let's talk about them there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video, and just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.